Should NRG move to EU to steal a spot from that region? It's different for EU and NA. If NRG decided that they wanted a challenge and they moved to EU to take on the EU teams, that would be fine. I think anyone going to EU is fair game. You can go to EU from anywhere as any team with any lineup. Doesn't matter. EU is fair game. NA also fair game because they want to be considered equals.
Why you gotta do that to my boy? Dizzy's got full boost.
Going to any other region and not playing with at least one local player
this is the worst.
Is cringe.
What is this?
Oh my days! It just bounced in.
Bro, we're watching a champ.
Pluvo with a big fake. Appjack. Thought Pluvo was hitting that.
One game.
Yeah, you couldn't get it. You just had no boost. That's tough. Yeah, going to NA and EU is totally fair game.
I think we just embrace it at this point.
When Genji went to NA, all of NA said that they were going to suck, and they were confident about defending their spots. Complexity, same thing. When Complexity went to NA, everybody was like, yeah, whatever. These guys aren't going to do anything. They're going to maybe be a top 8 team sometimes. They made land multiple times.
Game 5, you can win yourself some sub-armies.
So that was different, I feel, because NA welcomed it. They were like, all right, bring it on, you know? And then maybe they regretted saying bring it on. Especially in the Boston Major, where Furia, Complexity, and Genji all qualified. There were more imports than actual North Americans at that event. But NA welcomed it, so that's on them. I think if NA welcomes it, then it's fair game.
Low boost Barry. He is not too worried about that at all.
Where would I rank NRG regionally if they went to EU? NRG, if you just plonk them in EU, they might be in trouble because they start events quite slowly. And the teams in EU are just going to eliminate them if they do that. In NA, NRG can start slowly and still just, crawl through the bracket. Because NA's, 9 through 16 is not very good.
Either way, it feels good.
But if you do that in EU, you're out. You're just getting eliminated. So NRG would probably struggle to make it into EU champ. Well, they'd probably struggle to make it to Saturday consistently if they kept playing the way they do in North America. That being said, I think that they would be a contender if they can make it to the playoffs. They immediately become a contender because they do improve as events go on. Oh my days, what?
Off him as well.
Oski just pinches it in.
Tilting for 100%. I think they've dropped a percentage point.
Yeah, I don't think they'd be the favorites. I think they'd probably just go into the mix with teams like Vitality and whoever else is deciding to play well. Because there's usually like 2 or 3 other teams outside of Carmine Corp who are playing pretty well. Any EU event, you don't know who it's going to be until you watch. Some teams are pretty inconsistent. But I would expect NRG to just immediately be one of the contenders pushing KC
if we get through
to the limit.
Carmine Court match, then we beat Carmine
I reckon they'd average like
third.
I think NRG would average third in EU if they move this season.
Deal.
All right. In honor of Itachi, Cole, I'm happy to sign this petition.
Yep.
In the honor of Itachi,
I reckon they'd make they'd make a final once. They'd probably get eliminated in the semis once, and they'd probably have one bad result, being like a top 8 or a top 12, something like that.
Is that only if they beat KC, or is it only if they beat
I reckon they'd come third.
That's a hard deal. All right, definite one then. That's an easy one.
Yep. Come on.
Their power level is second though. I'm only saying that I reckon they'd be third because they start really slowly, regularly.
You're not allowed to use it for
which you can't do.
games. It swings back the other way for you.
That's the nature of the metronome.
Right. Over here.
All right, NIP.
Nothing is won yet.
Back in control. Are Dignitas actually the?
Getting in the way of that big old
Dignitas are losing still.
Get that ball about.
Oh, let's go to Dignitas for a sec.
Field. Cash gets the read, but looking a little bit sloppy. Where was the follow-up? Stizzy, or I believe that was Yoris?
So I think Vitality will bomb out of the major and win Worlds. Well, Monkeyman didn't bomb out of the major.
Right. Gang, if we can do this
too badly.
Another 4-0.
There's levels to. What do you mean bombing out of the major? Do you mean top 8 or like 16th? Because the first time Monkeyman won Worlds, they really bombed out the major. They lost to OCE, they lost to Sam, and they went home in last place.
Another bumped out the way Yoris. I don't know
whereas
where second man
in
was. It was Stizzy, but come on, we need something.
In London, they just got clapped by Gentlemates, who were insane at the time, especially on land.
Down the other side, I think we've got nobody waiting for
it's like a different type
now
of bomb,
Abject
I guess.
Is there
Street Pack,
for the demo.
thanks for the
He's
14-month
taking
Prime. Colby Chaos, thanks for the 5-month Prime.
Before? I think if we just start the game out
Smashing Thomas, thanks for the 63-month Prime.
with
How you
the
doing?
same level of aggression, still looking for demos, we
Long
need
time
to
no
act
see.
like we're losing. Oh my god.
Weather's been absolutely class recently in Glasgow.
There's no way.
Okay, wait.
There's no way.
Wait, there's a chance. What a goal by Jack.
Actually,
Learn how to do that and more.
so fortunate
on the
too. We got the
nextrank.com.
bump into, I believe that was Grandma. We bumped that last player back, who then scored it, almost like an own goal. 7
Thompson
seconds
Flopson,
kickoff
thanks for
time.
the 30-month Tier 1. Memes for days, thanks for the Prime.
Oh no, yours missed! Yours!
Alright, it's gone to game 5. It's gone to game 5. Vitality against Fast Forward is about to kick off. Karmi Corp is still waiting for their match. NIP defending a 3-0 lead is now a 3-1 lead.
Get some 12s. Get those
Couple of
12s.
pennies for your
and
troubles.
the pounds will look after themselves. And
True.
suddenly, 2 goals,
Fancy fine.
Stumpy. 2 goals. Are you as comfortable?
Yeah, what do you guys think? Where do you think NRG would average? It's a good hypothetical because it's never going to happen.
very good about it.
But where do you think NRG would average
Yeah, I feel
over the season if they came to EU? Regionally, not on land, just regionally. Where would they average place?
Oh, good bump.
Well played.
Yes, good bump still.
2-2, 4-6, 3-2, 4, 2-3, 2.5, 3, 3-3-3, 4, 3-4.
First goose to the air.
They could comfortably make top 4 every regional.
Oh, well done.
Spoken like a true non-EU viewer.
Incredibly
I don't think anyone except KC is comfortably making top 4 every regional
A bit slower, lower.
in
Any
Europe.
seconds we steal right now is only good stuff. About 10 more seconds I feel very comfortable. If they score in the next 10, I still feel massively uncomfortable. But that's
Yeah,
fine.
I think
Score in the next
3 is quite a good hedge for their...
Hello,
The
Betsy.
metronome.
Oh!
Betsy.
Roadhog Itachi with a max!
Where on earth
Ah.
did this come from? He's got nothing there. He's got no momentum.
You got bumped into it from Acro.
And Itachi says, thank you very much. You've inspired me. I'll get some...
Alright, so NIP are going to win. Dignitas are already up 1-0 in 2 seconds. What on earth happened there?
But Abject gets easy by their gamer tags. I don't know, because Arsenal was saying Joris instead of Jorius. Or Joris.
Why would NRG do better at LAN but worse at an EU regional?
Jorts.
Because
Anybody
at
here wear
LAN
jean
you're
shorts?
far more likely to make top 8 than you are in an EU regional.
Where are my jean shorts
LANs are harder
fans
to
at?
win than EU regionals.
Yo, I
but
got a question too. Why do Europeans
they're almost
always
like
wear
easier
the
to make
skinniest
top 8.
pants on the planet? Skinny jeans never went out
Oh,
of style for
Stizzy with a pogo shot, 2-0.
What is this? I bet Stizzy's wearing some skinny jeans right now. Look at
Have
that
Jack's just like bumping grandma on the back
with
wall.
that third man.
Yeah, guys, think about it. Who do you
And the
play
pogo?
to get top 8 at a
Oh,
major?
what is
Look at who
this?
you play. I'll go to EU.
Why have we
Event
had the
3.
worst and best games of Rocket League?
So this is the major. And this is
We don't
EU
wear
event
skinny
3.
jeans. Yeah, no, take that up.
To
with
make top
literally
8,
every single person who lives in
You
Europe,
need to
bro.
beat in Europe. You need
What
to
are you
beat.
basing this off of? Every time I've been to Europe.
Where's like a good comparison? There's actually so many matches.
Oh, no.
8 matches
Oh,
versus
no.
just like
Oh, what a
3.
save, Stizzy. Free
Yeah,
jump.
Falcons had to beat LG.
Cash has
That's
not
you know
been
pretty easy. This is an
really on it. I
EU
feel like I
EU
haven't seen
matchup.
too many crazy shots
And,
from
yeah,
Cash, which I'm
Genji-
expecting, or I was expecting. going into
I
this
don't
game.
think that's a very difficult match last
Only
split.
Violent
But then I
Panda
also didn't
wears
think they were going to
skinny
win
jeans. Why you
any.
gotta throw Violent
I don't know what to
Panda
make of
out
it. This is
the
like a tough one.
Abject, come on. Fakes
But
it,
if
second
NRG
man,
end
shot
up
on
in
target,
this
Joris,
Swiss round 5, they probably play
bottom
LG
right.
or something.
3-0.
They just get an easy match.
And you thought muting me would be a good idea, but it's not. Life is
Whereas
a highway. I
in
wish we could do
EU
that
you
right
can
now.
get some
What a
pretty
goal
nasty
anthem.
matches. I guess you can get some nasty matches in. It's 50-50
There are
because
some
this is really
kids who
easy.
wear
This
that,
is
but you don't
nasty.
see it off 'em. Okay.
This is
Bro hasn't been in Europe since
Well,
2013.
debatable, but I would say that's quite easy.
It's true.
When
Alright,
did
we get comfortable
Gentlemates
now,
miss
3-0.
one? Gentlemates missed the second,
We haven't had an issue
right?
with losing leads. It's only been
Losing to
the
Ascend?
Tokyo Tigers.
I think we lost to
I
Ascend
don't
like
have
twice.
much to fret about. And we have the Fortnite downed sound
Dignitas
effect.
are easily winning.
The crossbar.
Do we want to
Everything's
watch
going good.
Vitality fast forward? Because I think Dignitas are winning.
Yo, Ender, thank you.
They're up
See,
3-0. I think we watch Vitality fast forward now.
Insanity, j'allais voir ce principe pour l'arrêt sur la
This is
ligne.
to qualify for top 8.
Petite frayeur, je ne vais pas vous mentir. Exotique, allez, qui est reparti dans les airs, il va être face à Mike Boy, il prend le flip reset, il a pas
Yes, they lost to Ascend twice. Try to Ascend. Yes.
Malheureusement, on est un peu en retard.
Oh,
Attention,
HB.
qui a remonté tout le terrain, tout seul, comme un grand. 1v3.
BDS mates. Oh yeah, we'll have to open the channel for that as well. But yeah, I guess it depends because at LAN, the round 5 of Swiss, I mean, there are just a lot more whipping boys at LAN, I think, than there are in EU regionals. Or not really any whipping boys in EU main events. But at LAN, if you run into APAC, SSA, NA3, NA4, well, actually, that's about to change. NA3-4 might be good now, but in the last, like, 3 majors, NA3 and 4 have not been particularly impressive. So NA3, NA4, OCE1, OCE2, APAC, SAM2, honestly, SSA. That's 7 teams that you're just not losing to if you're NRG. You're not losing to those guys in Red 5 Swiss. If you end up against Red 5 Swiss against one of them, you win. Whereas in an EU regional, there are lots of teams you can run into in like your qualification match for top 8 that are just not a guaranteed win at all. In my opinion. I'm not sure if that's a hot take or not. Not really looked into it enough. But yeah, obviously once you get into a top 8 at a major, way harder to win. Top 8 at major, much harder to win than a top 8 in EU. Because you got Falcons, Furia, NA 1-2, EU 1-2, 3-4, Twisted Minds are even involved now. Like 9 really good teams. Whereas in EU, you probably only got like 6 teams at that level, you don't have 9.
Monkey Moon, déviation corner, Exotique qui contrôle.
6 teams at that level of like range. Maybe 7 if 100% are playing well. Synergy beat BDS. Okay, so AJG, Dorito, Rizix, sending BDS to the lower bracket. You guys really wanted to watch BDS. BDS are like they're not one of the favorites for this event. They're an upcoming team. So that's not like a huge surprise at all.
Dans les airs, flip reset, ça passe en dessous. Il a effacé un premier joueur. Il va aller chercher peut-être la démolition. Il l'a pas obtenu. Exotique qui se fait contrer.
Oh.
Attention à Mike Boy qui veut tirer direct. Oh, c'est pas mal. Il y a quelque chose
oh.
Ah, Monkey Moon qui sera là pour
Monkey Moon like third.
Ouais, c'est allé à une vitesse complètement folle.
Cody VRL, thanks to the 31-month tier 1. Appreciate that. Cody V, you're the spreadsheets guy, aren't you? Street Pack, thanks to the 14-month prime.
1 minute 10 à tenir pour aller chercher le
Dignitas of a sub goal
le premier but, ça fait longtemps qu'on
to have an actual overlay.
Et le ballon
Wait, really?
sur le backboard. Avec cet excellent clear, Zenito qui voulait tenter le redirect.
Actual overlay, 24 at 40 subs. Overlays cost money.
Est-ce qu'il peut aller chercher l'Angleterre? Il a touché cette balle.
I think that's quite funny, to be honest.
Sublime.
You got actual overlay sub goal.
Il y a quelques jours, il est complètement on fire.
Gotta find who's streaming Gentlemates today. 1 second, guys.
Qui passe à côté de la balle.
1 second.
Reste à ta place. N'essaie pas d'imiter Monkey Moon.
Ah, there he is. Gotaga himself.
Place, garçon. Zen, mec qui confond tout.
He's not streaming quite yet. Alright, back to Vitality. Fast forward. The Dignitas squad are winning.
Qui vient s'écraser complètement sur notre défense. Exotique, le redirect aura du sol. Et les 10 dernières secondes de jeu qui sont là, le travail est quasiment fait. Il va falloir maintenir cette balle dans le camp adverse. 2 buts de sécurité maintenant. Ça y est, le premier point sera pour nous, les amis. Zenito qui plaque cette balle au sol. On n'a pas de temps à perdre. 1-0 pour nos abeilles.
Okay.
Magnifique.
Magnifique. Vitality 1-0. This qualification match. Dignitas. Who do they play now? Who do they play? It's GK, no? Yeah, Dig GK. So we've got Gentlemates. We've got Carmine Corp versus NIP. Which I guess we've got 2 streams for that. Carmine Corp NIP. That's the match of the round. Vitality are already up against Fast Forward. They're going to qualify without too much difficulty, I imagine. Dig GK could be a good match, and then Synergy Gentlemates could be a good match as well.